Hello, welcome to another episode of the Sam and Matt Show. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and welcome to the show where we talk about gaming and esports in the eyes of marketing and content. And today we're talking about TikTok. Matt, what do we have to talk about TikTok for today?
So TikTok right now is what musicians wanted YouTube to be.
That's
That is
crazy because
yes.
I know YouTube has YouTube Music, which is a
Mhm.
big part of it. So YouTube is obviously invested. I think even YouTube's like number one or number two highest viewed video is a music video. I think
Mhm.
actually number one and two. It's like Desperado and Baby Shark, I think.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's going on here?
Okay, so by to music, I really mean musicians.
Okay.
Specifically independent musicians. Because to record labels, I'm sure YouTube is great for putting your music videos out there, but I still would argue not as strong as TikTok because of the sound function in TikTok. It's very easy to find a TikTok and go to the sound, and then you're hearing that sound a ton. So like sounds and songs go viral on TikTok along with videos.
Hmm.
Um, but I want to set the stage up with the first link that I sent you to give you an idea of what I'm talking about.
All right, here we go.
How
Yeah,
many
it's the best
followers
way.
do you have on Spotify?
116,000,
Come
117,000.
on,
Yeah.
come
So,
on.
and do you know how much I had when I started TikTok?
Okay, yes, I do want to know this.
2,000.
2,000. So TikTok
Yeah.
took you over 100,000 more followers on Spotify.
Yeah.
If you're an artist,
do.
get on TikTok. Gosh, how many
Yeah,
how many
it's the best
followers do you
way.
have?
Okay, that's crazy.
But I just want to set the stage up that TikTok very like is very good at converting users to um Spotify followers. More so than like to me, which is shocking. Because I know we've talked a lot personally and you've talked a lot on stream about how if you want to get a following on Twitch or a live streaming platform, you need to post on YouTube and do evergreen content.
Yep.
And you can also do TikTok, but anecdotally, what I've seen a lot and what I've seen from other people is that you can absolutely grow on TikTok and can get a conversion to YouTube or other platforms, but it's a lot harder to do because the nature of the content. Short form doesn't always transition to medium form or long form well, because if someone likes your short form content, usually that's just a highly condensed version of the best thing that you're doing. However, if it's a song, that's not necessarily true. You're getting a snippet of a song, and if they like the short form version of the song, they'll probably like the whole song and they can like add it to their playlist for when they're driving and things like that.
But actually, just to touch on that, so you're saying that TikTok has a hard, like short form content to longer form, medium form, whatever other form of content is really hard to transition to, right? That's what you said.
I think the conversion rate is a lot smaller.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember like I watched this video talking about YouTube Shorts and how like they get a lot of views, but they don't convert necessarily to subscribers a lot of times, and that's because a YouTube Short is just like almost a different genre of like content. Then they go to the main channel, and the main channel is completely different. And then what I've seen happen successfully is when you have a short that's like, um, what would happen if you threw an ice cube into the sun, right? And it's like 30
Yeah.
seconds long. And then you go to the main channel, and it's like, what would happen when you throw an anvil into the ocean? And then it's like a 15-minute video, but it's like the same feel and vibe. Like that converts well. But a lot of people are, like you said, just taking snippets. And that snippet of just like that gameplay highlight is not like on the main channel, because the main channel is like a full gameplay that
Hmm.
has like no commentary or something. So it's completely different content. But
Yeah.
TikTok with music, completely different story. That's exciting.
Hmm. And so I want to argue, I would say there's also a part where it's like, okay, if you get 100 YouTube views and 1% follow or subscribe, and you get a 10,000 like 10,000 YouTube short views and one in 1,000 subscribe, you're still getting a benefit from like the YouTube shorts, even though it's a smaller conversion, just because you're getting that many more views. So there is that angle. But so this is from Business Insiders. Songs that trend on TikTok often end up charting on the Billboard 100 on Spotify Viral 50, and 67% of the app's users are more likely to seek out songs on music streaming services after hearing them on TikTok. 67% is an insane number for that to happen. Like if you were to compare that to YouTube or Twitch, I would guess that it's below 10. Yeah,
Imagine
sorry.
going to Costco
Mhm.
and like you walk in and there's like those ladies serving samples, old grandmas serving samples, except they're just like, you could literally go to another sample station every 2 seconds, like swiping up on the next TikTok video, so you could get a taste of an app, of a treat, a meal or whatever, and you could literally just like, I like that, and go find it, right? Except you have like hundreds accessible to you right away.
Yeah.
That's what I see
And
this as.
it's also just crazy because it's like when I'm 26 now. When I between like 23 and 25, I never knew what the new songs were anymore on Spotify or on like the radio because I stopped listening to the radio.
Mhm.
And now I'll hear the radio and I'll recognize the songs because I heard them on TikTok. Um, at least a lot of the time.
Excuse me, could you turn up the music a little bit? Sure. Thank you. Ooh, that was good. Thank you. Few days in it felt nice, and I might try doing exercise.
I don't know if that's the radio, like the actual radio, or just like top 50 on Spotify.
Mhm.
But it's crazy because you're seeing these independent artists go and actually just become on the radio and like being heard around places. They're
Yeah.
skipping this huge steps of like having to get a label, and people have done independent artists stuff in the past. I just think it's never had TikTok has more power, it seems, right now than the record labels or the industry like that, in the sense of like if you are an influencer and you can influence people towards getting views or your song getting views, that's going to help. And other influencers are always using your song. Like God forbid your song is used in a trend like um I'm Just a Kid by Simple Plan, that song from like 2004,
Yeah.
started charting again because it became a trend on TikTok.
That's what I was just about to say. Like there have been good songs, popular songs for a reason, right? Lyrics connected, it was a fun thing, someone was popular. But now, like, you could reignite those things because nostalgia is a very huge factor of anything coming back and becoming viral, right? So if you're able to, like, 10 years, your song hasn't been heard in a while, but you like attach it to like a sad moment that's just like perfectly fitting, and like some zoomers like, I've never heard this song before, this is great, and they think it's new or something, or it's like history repeats itself. So you have so many times angles to resurface your music, because music is just like relatable always.
Yeah.
It just gets forgotten.
I completely agree, and you're seeing that on TikTok.
That's crazy.
This is where I think this guy who like showed this timeline really puts it into perspective of seeing this every step of the way.
I need your help because your girl has no song ideas. Literally just go to the comments, put anything. You can put anything you want, and I will try and turn it into a song. A, B, C, D, E, F, U, and your mom, and your sister, and your job, and your broke ass car, and
Her name is Gail. Lives right here in Nashville. This song is all of a sudden blowing up on Spotify, blowing up on TikTok.
That's so nice. That's crazy. And you can obviously see that she's excited, and then there's also this part of like influencers getting bigger because you get the following. There's that parasocial relationship, right? Or just like you
Yeah.
just like someone and everyone loves that underdog story. I remember I watched Philip DeFranco when he was like on his 7th video somehow. I have no idea how. And I watched like all 7 videos. I'm like, this guy's kind of douchey and weird, but I'm kind of enjoying him. He's kind of funny, right? And then he got big, and I could say like, oh, I was there. Oh, I was subscriber number 100 or 74. Or, the people that have subscribed to this channel at their prime and like, are the founders and got the founder badge or whatever else. They can say they were there before Sam or whoever else got like big or something. So there's something like there's some crazy attachment to it too, in wanting to see someone succeed, right? We see this like, for example, Eric. Eric is a YouTuber that grew his YouTube channel that was like, I'm gonna hit like 1 million subscribers in 1 year or something like that, and he even made it like a what was the special thing he did? He did an affiliate program where people that subscribed using your subscribe link like you got perks and points or whatever it was, right? So, and his mission like was a success. He did this crazy like subathon-ish feeling thing, but like people got to be part of it. Same thing with the Ludwig subathon. Like people got to be a part of the story and creation of someone. So this is just like, I think you can form such a great attachment and want to see this succeed versus like a random like, you see a musician and like, oh, you connect with the song, but like, you might not really be invested in the musician's success. You just want like, I want them to stay like underground so I can get cheap tickets and be like, I knew that person before they were big, That's
Yeah,
cool.
no, I completely agree, and I think it's so interesting to see. There's definitely this angle of what you're talking about where like almost parasocial relationship, but it's but you don't really hear those people who are like, oh man, I liked it when you're underground, because there is no underground. Like they came onto the scene and then they blew up, and the people don't really see the beginning, but it's like, oh, they came from TikTok. It's like if a YouTuber does something really cool or a Twitch streamer isn't a mainstream thing, we're like, oh my gosh. Like when Ninja was on all those like on real TV and stuff, we're like, Ninja. And so there's that. And speaking of which, so Radar SSBM, I've talked to him. He's in chat right now. We've talked about this extensively a little bit, not just TikTok, but he makes lo-fi music. And one day I just hit him up and I was like, we're talking about marketing for his new lo-fi album, and I was like, by the way, I looked you up on TikTok, and one of his sounds had like, I want to say at least tens of thousands of views or uses, or was in tens of thousands of videos or tens of thousands of views, maybe more than that. I might be underselling it, but I don't want to have propaganda on the show. If you can fact check me, Radar. And he didn't even know. I used one of his songs, and then I was like, by the way, yeah, check this out. And he was like, oh wow, I'm finding this out now. But I think music is the hardest industry to um, get into. Where, and the whole point of saying, the whole like framing of this is like TikTok is what YouTube wished it was. I think a better representation of that is TikTok is to musicians what YouTube is to Twitch streamers. Where before, musicians had so little tools and it's so oversaturated that you couldn't really do anything. Whereas, except for like crazy things to try to market yourself, even if you got like a YouTube following, you didn't really see that ever hit like Spotify or anything like that. Where TikTok is now taking over because so many people are actually willing to go to people's Spotify's, or in the sound functionality of TikTok is just making this completely change the music industry. And it's incredible because I love studying how music marketing works, because I think it's the most saturated field, even harder than like YouTube and content, just because there's so many people competing. Whereas you can be an amazing musician, and that doesn't mean you're gonna sell albums or you're gonna get those listeners, at least not in the past. But now I think the creator has a lot more control than they ever have. Because before it really seemed like there's different tiers of darkness and saturation, and music was like Twitch streaming in an oversaturated category,
Yeah, totally.
like where you had to get rated by a bigger artist.
Do you know?
Essentially.
Do you know what monetization looks like on TikTok for like people using songs?
I'm pretty sure they don't get monetized.
Ah.
Um,
Wait, TikTok just
I
uses
mean,
like.
it'll link to the original video. Like you can search videos by sound. So if I'm playing a song, there'll be a little circle and it'll be like using this sound. And then I can click
Ah.
that circle and it will show me the original and then all the views,
Mhm.
all the videos that use that song in popularity. And you can add the sound to your favorite so you can use it in your own videos.
Radar is saying you get a fraction of the money, but it's so small. Yeah, I mean, like TikTok's monetization for creators is like small, but all right.
All right, that's the TikTok talk.
TikTok talk. TikTok 101. Actually, this is like TikTok 301. It's not even 101. We skipped many
I wouldn't
steps.
say. I feel like it's 201. I'm not. I don't have confidence in my knowledge base to say that I'm at a 301 level, but I definitely think it's the advanced. This is not the beginner's course.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
And it's just so cool. It's so cool what's happening. Like all these artists are. Anyway.